violence. The African resisted and refused it. When they are worried about the situation, they have organized a seminar in Gore Island. They have invited to that seminar all religious leaders of Africa. Haj Malik was invited to that seminar. The Guinea sent Babaliem. He's a very good scholar, a big scholar from Guinea. He was a friend, a good friend of Haj Malik. There's a lot of poems they wrote together. They have worked out for the French government how to govern Africa in peaceful way. If you don't have peace, there's nothing you can achieve. Islam has never been a religion of fighting or a religion of violence. Our Prophet has called for peace. He has educated his followers in this principle. When he passed away, he left here two recommendations, main recommendations. Be merciful or be nice to ladies. You have to take care of the slaves. You have to have a caring for slaves. This is the last recommendation the Prophet has given. When he was born, he realized that his father has slaves. But when he came, he freed them all. And he brought them to his own status, although they was slave by birth. When he immigrated from Mecca to Medina, and he put to such a way that people coming from Mecca and people receiving them from Medina was like a relative from the same father and same mother. He used to say this one and this one has to be brothers and sisters. When he arrived to Bilal, who was a black person, and he said that black person would be my relative, me, Muhammad. That's why we don't know violence in religions, in Islam particularly. This is a way Sheikh Ahmed Tijani, who was the father of our dynasty, has been brought up, has been educated. This is the same principle we are implementing, we are following so far, still now. The action plan left by, or the method, the action plan, the agenda left by our ancestors is built on peace. The only thing we said to you, if the people want to humiliate you, refuse it. Don't accept it. Don't accept humiliation. Because the agenda that God has brought up through Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet, humiliation has no place there. It's not part of it. All the remaining things are negotiable. Peace, peace, and again peace. That's why the program of El Hadj Malick, his agenda has always been peace. The two last books he wrote, there are some passage, some paragraph, we even don't want the other Senegalese to read it because they are very severe, very hard. Because it has been very hard to people who diverted from the right track. There are some practice undertaken by some Muslim in Senegal. El Hadj Malick was against it. He rejected it utterly and violently. He rejected those kind of practice. That's why one of the reasons why we don't want to edit those kind of books, because we were afraid that if some people read it, it could be some riots. No, but we have to edit it, we have to publish it, because that reflects the mental shape of people at a given time in our history. And this is our philosophy, this is our agenda, we Tijani. They say, well, I am selling alcohol, but I didn't know about it. So they make a big hole. They dig out a big hole and then put everything inside. He said, put everything inside in the hole. When they put everything, he said, just bury it. And he stood up in the middle of the hall. He said, the past things I am forgiven by God. And the remaining sin, I do what I had to do. There's nothing it could be used against me tomorrow. Yeah, so. Yeah. This is the Tijaniya we are practicing. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Merci jërëjëf seen hospitality, seen teranga ak seen.
We in the United States believe that Senegal is our most important partner in West Africa.
Ne ñu jàpp nañu Sénégal que sunu partenaires yi gën am solo ci Afrique bi ci sowu jant Sénégal ci la bokk.
It's the best example of democracy and tolerance and religious tolerance in West Africa.
Nee na mooy exemple bi gën am solo ci tolérance ak ubbeeku fii surtout ci wàllu diine ci Afrique de l'Est.
The moral leadership that you provide, the religious leadership that you provide, is an important part of what makes Senegal what it is.
Nee na Sénégal tey su àggee fi mu àgg nee na jikko yi ngeen làmboo yéen ñi jiiti ci wàllu makarimul axlaaq ak yooyu ne moo yóbbu Sénégal fi mu àgg tey te ñun am États-Unis xam nañ loolu. nee na liñ fi toog yëpp yaa ngi ñuy wax ni Tijaniya ak tariqa bi nga xam ni bi moom ngeen amee fii di ko doxal nekk na tariqa jàmm te kooku dafa nekk misaal waxuma rek ci Sénégal mais ci àdduna bi ñuy dund tey nga am lu mel noonu mën ko wone ah nee na exemple bi sa maam si Hadj Malick joxe ñëw ñokku pour nekk misaal tu vois pour que ñi ñu roy ko ci yooyu nee na taxawaay bi sëriñ si taxaw fii ci Sénégal nee na ni sa maam si Hadj Malick joxe woon exemple nee na yéen itam noonu ngeen joxe exemple ci àdduna bi yëpp. Thank you. Unfortunately, we don't know English. Why we, the sons, we learn English. And sooner or later we are going to have we're going to take over. Ouais. The guy wants l'anglais mauvais. Shukran.
Président de la République, chef d'État yi.
The head of state also handed over to him all the letters sent by the other head of state, and we're going to send an answer to all these letters.
Merci beaucoup.
Yes. The weather and the temperature very hot here.
Well, right now it's very comfortable.
Nena pour léegi temps bi la xaw na nugg tuuti baax na. Sometime I go to United States from time to time in order to visit the Muslim community in the United States, in New York, in Washington, etc. But I never stay long, 4 days, 5 days only.
Yeah, I lived in Dakar when I was 5 years old, 4 or 5 years old, a long time ago.
Ne bi ma amee juróomi at la jëkk ñëw Dakar. Na c'est un bànneex bu rëy la bi ma amee juróomi at la jëkk ñëw fii waaye bànneex bu rëy la mu dellu si waat fii Sénégal. Yeah, it is good. The Muslims, they are doing well there in the United States. Now the African try to adapt themselves to the law of the country. We are even building a mosque there in Harlem. In order to give them some religious education, because Harlem is very difficult area. So if you don't, train or educate the children, it's going to be very dangerous later on.
When I was talking with the students this morning, we talked about how the United States is a country of immigrants and made up of people from all around the world. Certainly, the African immigrants, the Senegalese, are an important part of that there.
Nee na bi mu wax ak taalibe yi ñu demee ci institut bi ne ñu ngi doon waxtaan moom naan que États-Unis pays immigrant la quoi parce que àddina bi yëpp fa daje te comme àddina bi yëpp fa daje Sénégal yi itam ña nga fa te Sénégal yi li ñu ñaan mooy ñu dugg ci biir adapté wu comme ni ñeneen ñi adapté wu. New York and Washington? Yeah, Washington. Chicago also. Cincinnati, yeah. Chicago, Cincinnati, New York, Washington.
And all those cities have Tijan populations.
Then for you Tijani Nyofane, all even in Los Angeles and all Tijani population.